Welcome guys to this week's birthday vlog. We're on our way to Orlando to celebrate my birthday. We're gonna spend the weekend at the parks. We missed our train, so we're currently waiting for the next one. We were supposed to take the train at 6:50 and it's currently 7:25. So we missed the train, but it's okay. We'll make it there eventually. We're gonna go to Magic Kingdom and Universal and Epcot because we're gonna go drinking around the world in Epcot. And it's me, my dad, my mom, my sister, and Roberto. He's here. He came for the weekend and then to spend my birthday last night when it was midnight. We celebrated. Oh, my dad's here and my sister are here because we lost my dad's backpack. Anyway, it's been quite the morning and it's 7:30 a.m. But last night when it got midnight, my family had balloons and cake and gifts and everything. Honestly, it's been such an amazing birthday already, besides the fact that we missed the train. It's been really good so far. So welcome to this week's vlog, and I will keep you guys updated with everything else that happens.
I don't know what to do. I think he's just. I had an exam tomorrow, just and like freaking out. We broke up. Maybe I should skip a meal. She was talking shit about me. I ought to get a don't want to do for my bed today. But they make fun of me. I wish I could go back in time and change things. And yeah, that's what I would do. Just don't quote me on that.
Hi you guys, so we spent the whole day at Disney. It was honestly an amazing day. We got on a lot of rides and now we're waiting for the fireworks. My parents are getting hot dogs because we needed them for dinner, and then we'll head back to the hotel because we have to wake up super early tomorrow to go to Universal, Islands of Adventure, and I'll keep you guys updated with the birthday vlog. Morning gang, we're gonna go to Epcot. We're gonna go drinking around the world. It's day 3. I didn't vlog anything yesterday because we were doing, I don't even know why I didn't vlog yesterday, but we're going now. We came to go get some breakfast and then we'll be on our way to the park. It's 11 countries, 11 cocktails. Mango? Ah, esta es la de mango. Para que salga con la foto de México. This is Mexico margaritas, drink number 1. This is drink number 3 from China. It's actually really yummy. It tastes like lemonade. What up guys, we are in Morocco now and this is drink number 6. We are on to drink like 7, 8, no? 7, I think. 7. The park closes in like 2 hours, and then we're gonna watch the fireworks, and then McDonald's before going to bed. Otherwise, I'll die.
Not eating.
I will eat McDonald's. Obviamente. Si no, mañana me muero. And that wraps up the end of our trip. Today is Sunday. We're going back to Miami. We're on our way to the Bright Line to take it back home. I got a little Remy mouse yesterday, and I'm not hungover, surprisingly. You guys, we got back from Disney a couple of days ago, and let me just tell you, that was hands down one of the best birthdays I have ever had since day one, and like it turning midnight with my parents giving me like the biggest, most amazing celebration with cake and gifts and everything. I still cannot get over my cake. The fact that it had like miniature makeup all over it, it was just amazing getting to celebrate it with my boyfriend, with my family, which are the most important people to me. All of my gifts were so awesome. Speaking of gifts, I am wearing one, Roberto. Literally the cutest thing I saw, like they laid out all of the gifts, and the first thing that I was drawn to was this hoodie, and it says, "Don't quote me on that." And I was like, oh my God, Mom, like that's crazy. Like that's great. Like nailed it. Like that's something that I would absolutely love. Like you hit the spot, like best gift ever. And then Roberto's like, that's my gift. And I was like, there is no way. He was like, yeah, like I had it made for you. Like I was like, there is no way that you literally thought about this. So he gifted me this hoodie with the colors and everything, the quotations, don't quote me on that. Like perfect. I had mentioned to him that I did want something like merch related, something like that. I'm not ready to like launch merch at all, but I talked to him about it being like something that I would want to do in the future, and something that I wanted to do and have. So the fact that he like thought of it by himself, nobody told him, and he had it made for me, it was amazing. So this is one of my birthday gifts. I'm wearing it right now. I'm going to wear it for as many episodes as I can without it getting repetitive and it being like the only thing that I wear, but I'm literally so obsessed with it. All of his gifts were amazing. All of my parents' gifts were amazing, but that's not even the most amazing part. The days that we had at Disney and everything that we did, that was my favorite part. Spending time with them, laughing with them, creating memories with them. It was honestly 100 out of 10 birthday. I'm so happy with it. I feel super blessed and super lucky to have had the opportunity to do that and celebrate that way and celebrate with my loved ones. So for today's episode, I thought it would be fun. Like we usually talk about one of the 4 categories. We either talk about body image in the collection Handle with Care, or we talk about relationships and Coaches Don't Play, or we talk about wellness and personal growth and Love the Girl I Was, or we talk about adulting in Baby Steps, Big Dreams. But today I'm going off script. We're not going to do any of those categories. I just wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned, and not even like learned in the past 21 years of my life, but things that have shifted in my perspective as I've gotten older. So the way that obviously I used to look at life when I was 16 is not the same way that I look at life now. The things that I wanted back then, the things that I was prioritizing as a teenager are very different to the things that I'm prioritizing now. The things that would bother me when I was a teenager are very different to the things that bother me now. So I just wanted to share with you guys shifts in my mindset and my perspective that have happened throughout the years. I thought it would be like a fun episode to do. So let's get right into it. The very first one that comes to mind, I feel like when I was a teenager, and this is super natural, I feel like it happens to most teenagers, is that the one like relationship that we want to prioritize the most, or maybe 2 of the relationships that we want to prioritize the most, are friendships and romantic relationships. It might not be the case for everyone, but at least for me, when I was 14, 16, things like that, that's what I wanted the most. That's what I cared about the most. I cared the most about having friends and being at all the parties and getting invited to things and being super popular and just having a very solid group of friends and like spending a lot of times with my friends, like as much time with my friends as I could. And at the same time, really focused on romantic relationships and wanting to have a boyfriend and wanting to take care of those relationships. So those were 2 things that I really prioritized. And now that I'm 21, let me tell you, the most important relationship to me right now is my family. That is the one relationship that now I think and I understand that is the only one that's going to last forever. Friendships come and go, relationships come and go, and I feel like I just spent so much time prioritizing those and maybe even putting them over my family. And now that I'm 21, my family is my most important relationship. I prioritize spending as much time as I can with them, making as many memories as I can with them, because I understand. And now I think that that's the relationship that matters the most to me, simply because it's the one that's going to always be there and carry me through life. I know that everybody's situation with their family might be different. That might not be the case for you if you have a difficult relationship with your family. I totally get that. But the fact that I feel like I was maybe leaving that relationship and like the back end and like the back burner of being like, who cares? Like, who cares about hanging out with my parents? Who cares about hanging out with my sister? Like, I want to see my friends and I want to go out and I want to do all these things, and prioritizing spending so much time in my couples and like in my relationships. Like, no, like that's something that now I don't think is necessarily as worth it. Like I said, they come and go. So that's a shift that I've definitely noticed over the past couple of years, that's really what I'm focused on right now, and the relationship that I care about nurturing the most. Even that relationship with your family, it has its ups and downs, like no family is perfect. You're going to get into arguments with them. Your parents are going to put rules on you and they're going to be strict. And sometimes you want to murder your parents because they're just being very annoying and they don't let you do the things that you want to do. But I'm really focused on making it the best relationship that I can. So that's the first shift in mindset that I've noticed over the past couple of years. I've also learned that relationships, like romantic relationships, boyfriends or girlfriends, first of all, no breakup kills you. I've gone through 2 big breakups before the relationship that I'm currently in. And when I was going through them, I thought that that was going to be it. Like I was never going to be in another relationship. I always thought that I was going to die from a heartbreak, and that literally my heart was like falling out of my chest, and that I was going to be a cold-hearted bitch for the rest of my life because I was so just heartbroken and so unwilling to let another person like fall in love with another person and let another person hurt me. So first of all, no breakup kills you. Time literally does heal all. So just be patient, let it happen, go through it, and you'll be fine. Like you're going to survive. I know they're tough in the moment, but if, God forbid, Roberto and I break up, I know that it's just another one of those, another one for the books, and it's not going to kill me. But hopefully we don't, but you get what I'm saying. And then the second thing that I've learned with the romantic relationships is that no matter, like even though it ended and even though your relationship might have not worked out, it wasn't wasted. The time you spent in that relationship taught you something. It was meant to put you in a different place than you are now. So a lot of the times I would think like I wasted my time there, or like I was so dumb for getting into that relationship. Like what a waste of time. Like I just got hurt and it was pointless and like I shouldn't have done that. Like no, girl, you had to go through it and it taught you so many things. So even though it didn't work out, it wasn't wasted. The love wasn't wasted. It was there. It was meant to teach you something, and it's something that you can carry with you forever. So that's a shift in mindset that I've also had. Like I said, back then I used to think that it was just a complete waste. Now I think that they were a good time in my life, and that how I felt for that person in that moment was a special thing, and it didn't go to waste. It taught me something. It made me a better person, and now it's a part of life. It's a part of your story, but it wasn't wasted. Another shift that I've had in my mindset is back then, like when I was a teenager, I used to always look forward to the future, and I would always find comfort in thinking and just like daydreaming about the things that I would have in a couple of years. So back when I was 14, 16, I always used to think like, oh my God, it's going to be so great when this thing happens, when I'm older and I'm living by myself and I'm working and I'm building the career that I want and I have this partner or I have these things or I'm living in this place or I'm doing whatever. And I would always think, and honestly, it was a comfort mechanism. It would bring me so much peace to think like one day I'm going to have all those things. And even though it was motivation to work hard to get those things, I feel like I wasn't present enough. And I missed out on all the things that I had around me at the time, which aren't going to come back. I'm never going to be a teenager again. I can't go back to those days and do all the things that a teenager does. And I spent a lot of time just thinking so much about the future and what was going to come and how exciting that is. And yes, it's very exciting. Have your dreams, have your goals, have everything. But now that I'm 21, I feel like I'm slowing down mentally. Like I'm not thinking about the future as much. I used to do it like 2 years ago, thinking like, okay, when I graduate college and I'm living in Miami and I'm working and all of this. And then when I turn 27 and I get married and I have kids and whatever, it's going to be great. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, this is great. Like once upon a time, I used to want what I currently have. So let me enjoy this. I'm focused on finding comfort in becoming, the process of getting there, enjoying the process of becoming until I do become that thing. Because when I get there, yes, it's going to be great, but the journey itself is also great. And the things that I currently have now, the lifestyle that I'm living, the fact that I'm working and it's hectic and it's stressful and all the things that are going on, traveling with my long distance boyfriend, like that's a very good example right there. Long distance boyfriend. Of course, I think about how great it's going to be when we don't have to do long distance, but I'm going to miss out on the benefits that do come with doing long distance just by getting so focused on how great it's going to be when that happens. And if you think about how the future is going to be so great, it kind of makes the present seem a little shitty. I could think like, oh my God, long distance is horrible. I don't see him. I don't whatever. And like make myself feel miserable about it, which those are things that are true. It is hard and it does suck not to see him. But I'm thinking of like, okay, what do I have right now? Like right now, we are doing long distance. Let me take advantage of it and find the positives in it and think about the fact that it gives me a lot of time to also focus on me and build myself and focus on my career. And then one day, yes, that's going to come and it's going to be great. But let me enjoy the process of becoming all of those things that I want to become. So that's another shift in mindset, just sort of like slowing down mentally and not looking so much ahead and focused on how great the future is going to be, focusing more on how great the things are right now and how the fact that the things I have right now and the life that I'm living right now used to be what I wanted a couple of years ago. But if you're always thinking about what's coming next, you kind of forget that where you are right now is what you wanted a couple of years back. A couple of years back, what was next was this. And now I'm thinking of, okay, what's after that? No. Let me just enjoy that I finally got to that next place, but I'm not going to be so like worked up on the next thing being great. This is great. What's happening right now is great. I briefly mentioned how long distance gives you a lot of time to focus on yourself and like be with yourself and build your career and build the things that you want and truly find who you are. That's also another shift in mindset that I've had that I think now that I'm 21 is the most important relationship. Like maybe even over the relationship with my family is the relationship that I have with myself. At the end of the day, that yourself, like me, that's the person that I'm going to have to live with the longest. Literally the longest. At some point, life, that's the way life works. People pass away. They're not going to be in your life anymore, but you have to live with you forever until the lights go black. So that's a relationship that I am really, really prioritizing over any, and spending time by myself, spending time with myself, getting to know me more than getting to know anybody else, getting to find out the things that make me happy and making myself happy over making other people happy and people pleasing other people. Let me people please myself. What are the things that I want? What are the things that make me happy? And then I'm going to do those things because that's the person that I have to live with the longest. Making sure that I have the best relationship with myself is not something that I used to prioritize a lot before or even think that was important before. Because there's a very big difference between spending time alone. I've always loved my alone time versus spending time with me to build that solid foundation, really get to know who I am, really get to know my capabilities, the things that I'm made of, like who am I? Who is she, basically? And that way I can empower myself. If something happens, if a relationship, a friendship, anything falls off, your career falls off, if any external factor that you think is what makes you you for some reason is no longer a part of your life, if you really know who you are, it's not going to affect you. It's not going to bring you down. Because at the end of the day, you're like, I know who I am. Like I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, girl, you know who you are. Stand up, even though your career is failing right now, even though your friendships are failing right now, even though whatever external factor may be failing right now. I know who I am. And getting to know who I am is something that I'm really focused on right now that I really wasn't as focused before. I thought that the thing that made me me was those external things, my friendships, my family, my lifestyle, my career. Now I'm like, okay, who am I besides from all of those things? How am I going to stand tall if those things disappear? And then really quickly, the last like shift in mindset, just because if I keep telling you guys all of the shifts in mindsets, it will literally be like a 3-hour long video. But really quickly, another shift in mindset is that when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I used to think that part of what I was saying before, the external things in my life were the ones that would make me interesting. And that if I had certain clothes or certain accessories or certain just external things, that's what was going to make me interesting, that's what was going to make a guy want to be with me or girls want to hang out with me, or that, I don't know, just like that those external things like mattered a lot. And now that I'm 21, I've realized that what really, really matters and what really makes a person interesting is literally how smart they are. And the things that are inside your brain. The fact that you can carry a conversation with somebody, the way you carry yourself when you walk into a place. That's really what makes a person interesting. That's what's going to attract people towards you. And I've noticed it so much recently because I've been focused on that and just like the way I carry myself, the way I present myself, the way that I want to be intellectually, morally, ethically, just my personality, other than just like how I dress. And it does carry through. It has so much weight. So that's also a little quick shift in mindset of like, how can I make myself the most interesting person in the room? And it has nothing to do with exterior things. It has everything to do with what comes out of my mouth, basically. So those are just a couple of things that I've learned now that I'm 21, and more than learned is just, like I said, a shift in perspective and how it's different from when I was a teenager. So I just wanted to share and like show you guys the contrast of how I would think when I was a teenager to how I think now. And let that be like a lesson for all of us, that the things that you currently believe, the things that you currently prioritize, the things that currently bother you, or the things that you currently love, they're probably going to change the older you get. Because the older you get, your not only mindset shifts, but everything shifts. Your priorities shift, the things that you want, the things that you don't want, it all shifts. So that's something also to note, that whatever it is that you think right now and whatever the way that you look at the world is, it's probably going to change the older you get. Oh, and something that I didn't mention, which is something that I used to not like as much when I was a teenager, and something that used to bother me when I was a teenager that now I couldn't give less of a crap about, is people's opinions. I feel like you guys know this by now. If you've been watching the episodes, you know this by now. I really don't care about what people think about me. Like, your opinion, sorry, no disrespect, but your opinion could be irrelevant to me, more irrelevant than anything. A stranger's opinion could be more irrelevant to me. And even, I'm sorry, but my family's opinion sometimes is also just irrelevant to me. Not irrelevant, but like, it's not my opinion. Like, I have to deal with me. I have to live with me. If I like something, great. And if you don't agree with it, all right. It's just a difference in the way that we see things. But I used to care so much about other people's opinions, like what they thought of me, whether they liked me, whether they didn't like me, whether they thought that I was pretty or ugly or smart or whatnot. Like, I don't give a crap now, but it used to bother me so much when I was a teenager. It really used to bother me if people didn't see me the way that I saw myself. Now I don't care. I see myself. And that's all that I care about. So I just wanted to mention that really quickly. But yeah, those are a couple of things that have shifted over the past couple of years. And that's sort of like the way I look at them now compared to when I was a teenager. And I'm sure they're going to keep changing. When I'm 30, I might not agree with a lot of the things that I said, or I might still agree with them, or I might view things differently. I don't know. It might change. But currently, as I'm 21, those are a couple, because like I said, it would be a 3-hour long video if I said everything, a couple of things that I thought were worth mentioning to anyone who's a teenager or maybe in their 20s, or I don't know. I thought it was a fun video to film, given the fact that now I'm 21 and I can legally drink. Oh, by the way, that's something that I don't care about. The fact that I can drink or not. Like, I'm not a big drinker, so it really doesn't affect me. Like, I still go to restaurants and I still order my cranberry juice or my just sparkling water. I hate sparkling water. I don't know why I said that. I don't like sparkling water. It's like spicy water. But I will order my tap water or my cranberry juice. Or I still order my virgin mocktails because they taste way better than with alcohol. So The fact that I'm 21 and I can legally drink now didn't really change much for me. My perspectives, I feel like, were the ones that shifted a little bit more. But I thought it was a fun video to make. Oh, and thank you so much to everyone that wished me a happy birthday. I really, really appreciate it. I loved my birthday. It was amazing. And I'm glad that I could vlog it with you guys and spend it with you. You guys probably wanted a little bit more content, but I was having a blast and I didn't want to be just filming everything. I just wanted to be really in the moment with my family and my boyfriend. Like I said, my family. That's the relationship that I care about the most. So, and being present. Everything that I just said. That's why I didn't vlog a lot. But I hope that you guys did enjoy the little bit of the vlog that I filmed. And I will see you guys next week.